Will, when you think back to what happened 18 years ago, that one hit, Jets linebacker Mo Lewis, it really did alter the course of NFL history.
It's a fun alternate history game to play. What would the Patriots
Not for Drew.
With Drew. I'm sure it's not fun for Drew. But this is the reason that we cannot grant the Patriots dynasty would have existed under Drew. Tom Brady is the greatest of all time for many reasons. But chief among them, it's his humility. It's his willingness to take Belichick's hard rule. I don't know what Bledsoe would have done. I don't know how he would have survived. I don't know how he would have dealt with that environment. And I know that that environment and that culture led by Tom Brady is integral to the fact that they won 6 Super Bowls.
The only thing that I would say about that is that it's interesting in the sense that maybe Bill Belichick helped Tom Brady be the way that he ultimately was. Because if you really, really think about it, if you're Tom Brady and you saw what transpired with Drew Bledsoe, then you've got to take into account your situation. Yes, you succeeded with the New England Patriots. You're beloved in the New England area and all the outskirts and beyond, of course. You've got Robert Kraft, the owner, that you're like a son to him. You've got all of these benefits to your life going on for you. And at that particular moment, you're asking yourself, is my annoyance with this man, the lack of appreciation that I may deserve emanating from this man, do I confront that or do I suck it up because the pros far outweigh the cons? The fact that you're in a position to make that decision, that might have been helped by the fact that Bill Belichick did what he did to Drew Bledsoe, because you know he's not discriminating. He's done it with practically everyone, and you're just no different.
I love that point, because we always talk about Belichick and Brady, who gets the credit, and often we explore it through the lens of Bill Belichick. Okay, would he have been able to do it without Tom? We've seen it in glimpses with Matt Castle, Jimmy G, but we don't really talk about it enough with Tom. What would history have been like if Tom didn't play for Bill, as you're saying, if he wasn't influenced by him, impacted by him? Now, we're at a juncture where that's been raised as a possibility. I don't think it's going to happen because I don't think the options outside of New England are attractive for Tom. But it's an interesting thought experiment.
But to Stephen A's point, what has happened over the past 15 years is those pros have started to outweigh the cons or vice versa. Tom's stature has raised. His tolerance may have lowered. But I think life is about fit. Coach O showed that at LSU. Do we think that Coach O would have won a national championship at USC? I can't grant that premise. Life is about fit. And I think ultimately Tom and Bill will realize they are perfect fits for each other.
Well, part of that fit is timing, because, again, even though I think that Bill Belichick is obviously the greatest, and he has proven it, and there is no one that's going to question that at this particular point, that sort of gives him the latitude to help develop somebody else, a successor per se, to Tom Brady if in the event that time comes. Before that, however, just think years ago, if there were no Tom Brady, would you have gotten to this point where you'd be given that latitude, where you'd have an opportunity to have time and patience on your side because your credentials mandated to really develop somebody else? That's why I don't think it's like, oh, all right, you don't have Tom Brady, but you go out there and win now. Well, you might not have done that had this happened earlier.
I think this is something people underestimate so often when we talk about young quarterbacks, which is destination is destiny. Where you end up is almost as likely to influence the arc of your career as who you are, your skills, where you come from. And I think that's been the case with Tom Brady, undeniably.
And certainly Bill Belichick saw something back then no one else saw in Tom Brady, and look what they did together.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.